Executive heads of international financial and trade organizations informed participants attending the ECOSOC 2011 high-level segment on Education for All on its second day on the current economy and the overall state of the world economy and its implications on development factors, including education and employment for the achievement of the United Nations Development Agenda, noting that the economy is recovering, currently growing at a rate of 3.3% and projected at 3.6% for 2012, but remains fragile.
This recovery is very uneven, with a growing difference between the growth of a developed economy and the growth of developing economies, whether they are emerging countries or lower income countries. And this is fully reflected on the trade side. A large part of the rebound of trade flows and of the course we have today is due to the differential of growth between emerging countries and developed countries.
We are telling the countries that we need to be more balanced. We still need to, countries need to be able to compete. They still have to build up their competitiveness, but they also have to build up the strength when it comes to the time that there may be some turbulent external disturbances like what happened. And this is something that we are concerned that recessions and global downturn could be recurrent issues.
Most of the developing world has been coping reasonably well with the crisis, and also that, as we see at the World Bank, the most structural change taking place in the global economy in recent years has been exactly this move towards developing countries becoming the engines of global growth.
Xia Zukang, Under-Secretary General for the UN Department of Economic and Social Affairs, said that it will take another 4 to 5 years for employment to reach 2008-2009 pre-crisis levels and that more poor people are in vulnerable jobs, adding that the resurgence of rising food prices forced the world's poor populations into extreme poverty. The World Bank had reported back in February that 44 million people have been forced into extreme poverty since June last year by food inflation.
In this kind of very, I would say, unique period of recovery, with one group recovering faster and developed countries slower, then we really need some hard thinking how to sort of, enhance or strengthen the international partnership.
Quite fragile still. We cannot say that it's a very sustainable tendency, but we hope it will be. But if you look at the reasons for this recovery, and if we go back and see at similar cases in countries that have excelled, I would say, most in this world and have progressed immensely, these are those countries who have invested in education and in health.
Development goes together with education. You cannot spread the education all over the world if you are not able to increase the development of particularly the developing countries. So that's why these battles go together, and we should face both of them with the same intensity.
Pascal Lamy, Director General of the World Trade Organization, also noted the importance of global trade for economic recovery, but warned against protectionist measures that might cause political turbulence and have a negative impact on the economy. The World Bank said that South-South trade linkage has kept growing, enabling smaller countries to develop growth strategies and continue to grow with the increasing demand of commodities, while noting that because economic recovery remains fragile, social systems should be adapted in order to produce real development and growth. Experts noted that sustainable growth and development will require more balanced income development strategies, whereby prosperity is shared and therefore making it sustainable. Afaf Kanja for South-South News at the United Nations, reporting from Geneva, Switzerland.